scared to fall down. And sometimes love just isn't enough. But if I had a chance, I know I'd find my way back to you somehow. I try to move on, but my heart won't let go whenever I try. The feeling just grows. I try to move on, but I'm haunted by your love. If anyone asks, I say goodbye to you somehow. I say goodbye to you somehow. Just go away, but they are still there. No matter how hard I pretend, just come out and break my heart. Anyway, it only beats for you. Just come out and break my heart. Anyway, I go back to you. I try to move on, but my heart won't let go whenever I try. The feeling just grows. I try to move on, but I'm haunted by your love. If anyone asks, I'll say goodbye to you somehow. I'll say goodbye to you somehow. Goodbye to you.
Will I love or will I lust? Respect or betray the trust that I've been working so hard to build? Will I fight or will I flight just to take another bite? Setting fire to my mind. If I lose, I'm watching me through a haze. That can't be me, afraid. If I use, know that it isn't your fault. I can choose to be when the sun goes down. When the sun goes every single fight, taking time to get it right. Man, I don't wanna let you down. Not your responsibility, protecting my fragility. I'm working on this, trust me. If I lose, I'm watching me through a haze. That can't be me, afraid. If I
Testing. 1, 2, 3, and we're live.
Test 1, 2.
Can you hear us now? Oh, look, no cat moved the camera. Let me stop that music. All right. Hello, hello. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Make sure you can hear us all right. We're streaming. We're live. Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
we get,
Dude,
Ooh,
we were
shit.
both standing.
I know. I mean, I told him I knew it was coming, but damn, seeing it. Woo.
Yeah, and
It's sad.
I had no idea. And I told him, I was like, oh my God, dude, I hate that you know what's happening.
I'm still sweating. I was sweating.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let's just make sure. Okay, everybody says they can hear us. Hello, everybody. Won't go through everybody's names. We'll just jump right in because we're a little late because James still uses sundials at his house.
Yeah, I meant to tell you guys. I'm sorry. I use a mechanical watch, so if I don't wind it, it wasn't a fact that I didn't wind it. It loses time. It loses a few minutes every day, and I haven't adjusted it in a while. And I was about 15 minutes behind what I thought it was.
That's fine. We're always late. It's no big deal. They expect it. Hello, Manny. What's up? How you doing, man? Sloat, what's up? Yeah, that episode was outstanding, but very sad at the same time. Like I said, I told him I knew the whole Rhaenys thing at Rooks Rest was coming, and Aegon and Sunfire and Meleys, and but seeing it though, holy shit, man! And they did it so fucking good.
They did.
The grabbing and burning while Vhagar is holding the other, and they're all tiny compared to Vhagar. I mean, and you saw how Meleys was against Sunfire. Oh shit, man! And
I told you, I said, I hate hearing them whimper and
squeal. And she looked back like they're showing this season. They're showing this season like they did this before Danny, but this time they're showing this kind of dragon view, like you're riding it, A couple times they've done that, and Meleys looks back at her and like hurting and in pain, and she's like, "Fuck, attack Meleys." She knew she was going to die.
Yeah, you see the connection, that bond.
Yes, they're both. Yeah, I mean, it was just pitiful, and I feel bad for Sunfire, not necessarily Aegon, but But I said, when we started these streams before the show started, like, remember this doesn't have a happy ending, and remember how it was losing direwolves in Game of Thrones. You can get over a character to some degree, but damn, man, dragons are just like the direwolves to me.
Yes.
Anyway, let's see here. Thank you, Big E, for the super chat. Winner of episode 4, Aemond for being the host of Roast of Aegon on Max, and Alice Rivers for prepping the drink for Daemon tripping balls. Yeah, he was. They are really playing up the whole Daemon tripping shit in Harrenhal and having visions and shit. And the way they explained it, they straight up explained it. Hey, you're on a werewood bed. Like, she finally spoke.
Chris said his has to be sleeping on the floor in the next scene.
You watch. They'll show him. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Slope, thank you for the 5. Get the memberships again. Thank you, man. To, let's see, Dark Queen and Cody and Betty and to Michelle, I believe it was, and Gregor. Artful Vhagar with the woods, etc. reminded me on treks of OG Jurassic Park. He even had a goat earlier. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. So yeah, what was James said this earlier at the very end. We'll get to the episode, but at the very end, Aemond was pulling his sword.
Yeah, dude.
Put him out of his misery, you think?
I guess so.
I mean, that's what he was going to do.
I was like, oh shit. And then I love he picked up Cat's paw, because like the journey of that dagger has always intrigued me.
Yeah. We'll get to see at least. I don't know. I guess Aegon the Third will end up with it. I guess. I mean, guess he has to. Mother of Dragon, me and the Mother of Dragon all just hate losing dragons. Yeah. This is, and it's going to happen so much more. We know it's going to happen. We just got to see it and deal with it. Matty Benz, Vhagar with those sneak attacks, someone needs to hit from above. That's what I said. I said that in the air. I was like, you need to get the high ground. Yep. I said, but she's too big, man. And because, Rhaenys was looking around at the end like she survived. The battlefield was done. It was all fucking, it did look like a nuclear bomb went off.
She should have just kept hightailing
and
it.
I know. But then she looked up, she looked around, Vagar was gone because he was crawling for a while. He hit the ground too, but landed right. And just right from behind the castle. So I don't know about that, but still, it's just
I didn't
sad.
hear her say attack. I was like, oh shit, is she going back? You said, yeah, she said attack. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, she whispered it. She knew. She knew that he had gotten up and what's that?
Did I not almost jump out of my skin though when he came up from the other side of the castle and grabbed her?
Because you were saying, "Oh my God, just go, just leave." And you knew that suspense there.
Yeah, I was like, "Look around, look around."
And she was looking above her and below her.
I jumped a foot off the floor.
Oh shit. Yeah, Vagar is tired, old, and slow, and it's real. What's really sad about it, though, I mean, in the context of like Game of Thrones world, is like Danny said, dragons are not slaves, but they are.
Yeah,
like you're making them do this. Like they're bonded with you, and you're making them do it. But anyway, so as far as the episode, we had Rhaenyra getting back from her trip when everybody's going crazy while she's gone, know what to do. We were both like, where did she go? We forgot. We forgot last week. We forgot last week she went to King's Landing, but she went on a boat and shit, so it took her, a little bit. It's only a few hours, I guess. But anyway, and then we had Aegon, kind of the build up to that, which is again why I said, speaking of Rhaenys, like last week, they're showing her and Corlys and, kind of talking, and she's worried about him, and those little scenes that make it more impactful because you get closer and closer to her. And then Aegon, he won't listen, and he wants to do something. They're like, everybody's basically telling him, just sit the fuck down. You don't have no experience in this shit. And Aemond don't either, to be fair, but he's the one who studied and read and became a warrior and good at all the things he does, which is the parallel between him and Daemon and all that stuff. So he got drunk and just went and jumped on Sunfire and took off, and that was not part of the plan.
Dude, the way Sunfire approached him when he came out drunk, I was like, man, that's cool. It's almost like Riddick and you know what I mean? The way it came up and kind of
bumped it in the chest.
Yeah. Like, we're going for a ride?
Yeah, Melees did go out fighting. I mean, if it wasn't that particular angle where he got that neck, man, that was sad, though, that scene. We're just watching him just die or her die, whatever.
Yeah, whenever they started blowing the horns, and I was like, oh, shit, does he have a freaking backup for dragons? And Chris was like, yeah, he's got a backup.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a backup.
It was. Meg, Rhaenys knew with one look at Alan, she harbored no resentment towards Alan. She's such a... Yeah, she is. She wasn't like Catelyn Stark. Fucking cunt. I mean, no, never mind. Let's see here. Meg's also saying, I'm still loving getting these sprinkling of Dragon Seeds lives. Yeah, they're slowly introducing them, and now they're going back to them. I guess we're going to miss a couple, but now we'll see now what happens as far as them recruiting them. I'm interested to see that, because what am I?
Chris riding Riddick drunk.
Listen, yeah, I have maybe. He won't hold my fat ass anymore.
There's Dustin.
What's up, cuh? I'm trying to think what else. So yeah, the Daemon, Alice River stuff. So in the books, Mushroom's the one who says she's like a witch. She's a woods witch, and I think Septon Eustace says woods witch, but he thinks she's a sorceress, and she's really, really old, like Melisandre. She mixes potions, and of course,
How do you drink it?
Yeah, I know. And now I believe one account, I don't remember if it was Eustace or who, said that she doesn't do all that stuff. She's just a bastard who's whatever. But we saw her mixing shit, and it's hard to tell what's real and not with Daemon's dreams, though. He was following what looked to be Aemond, then it was himself, and then they had this conversation where they kind of explained that. And I'm glad they did mention that about Harrenhal. Like they said straight up, like we talked about last week, this place, talking about Hair in the Black, cutting down all the werewoods and building the place with it. So, and your bed's made of such wood. So that's what I'm saying. You'll see next episode before they move on, he'll be laying on the fucking floor.
After she told that story, I was thinking, man, if I was them, as soon as I started getting an idea, because obviously there's a lore that, oh, it's because you cut those trees down that this place is like that. I'd be planting so many if I could find.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. Even if you did, you still have all this old dead. Well, it's never really dead, is it? I guess, but wood built in there, and like she said, it's all these. The children of the forest for now thousands of years. They go there. To weirwood.net, as we all call it. Yeah, Meg, thank you for reminding me. Allison, full-fledged cunt. I mean, I'm sorry. The moon tea.
I'm slightly attracted to her.
Oh no, I know she's gorgeous, but I'm just saying. I mean, moon tea.
Yeah.
And she acts like it's for some other girl.
Yeah.
And and she's drinking. Then she's got the shit. She's got them warm stones she's putting on her for stomach cramps.
Yes.
When Clubfoot walks in there, he's all jealous and he knows what the hell is going on. Wants her to admit it, but
looks down at it.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I'll tell the girl. Anyway, so yeah, the whole thing with that, and then people like she's asking, or people are asking, do you think Viserys really meant it? And she's now she knows what she knows, but she ain't really told nobody. So she's not even going to try, but she is questioning herself. That's the whole thing, right? She's going through this, like, should I have tried? Like we said last week, like, she told Rhaenyra it's too late, but you could have tried. Now, I don't think anybody would listen. It doesn't matter. Things are in motion, but she's not going to try. She's going to have to grapple with that, I guess. Zara, yeah, it was some potion that made him trip, I guess, is what we're assuming. It's never really, clear what she's making there, and she licked it. She looked like mud.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know what the hell it was. Diane, the Targaryen madness gene is definitely dominant in the male line. Yeah, probably a little everybody.
Dude.
But
I'm sorry. I just Damon telling that kid to damn smother his grandpa.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, won't you smother him with a feather pillow and go ahead and speed up your inheritance?
He never misses,
No,
man.
he
He's
don't.
funny.
He don't. But again, that's what's so good seeing it. You're seeing like the whole thing with that, and everybody's like, and the joke is, the running joke every week is, what kind of war crimes am I going to defend Daemon for this week? Because everybody loves him and hates him at the same time, right? But Aemond is, like you said, he said Vagar Dracarys, and he didn't say like only on Melee's this dragon. He went for both of them.
That was clear to me.
So I don't remember that being, obviously in the book thing, it's a history book, and nobody was there seeing it, I don't believe, but I don't know if that's not a book thing.
Tact. You want to hit that?
What's that? Oh, why the bottom one? Why is
Yeah.
she sipping moon tea and rubbing her stomach? She pregnant? Allison, holy shit! No, I think it was. If you remember, the Maester said, because that's what that prevents, right? If she is pregnant, she won't be anymore. It'd be way too early. So I think it's the shits, because she said, he said, if the girl needs something, because it does seem to tear up the stomach, basically, in whatever words he used.
I was thinking, I have to. This is very personal to share. And everybody knows I love my mom, but this, it reminded me, and I was thinking, all right, my mom's passed away, guys. Don't judge. She was a kid having kids and everything, but I just remember when I was about 16 years old, she told me to go to the drugstore and get this medicine for her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called BQ. It is literally, she's like, you'll see the big letters BQ on this box. It's like bromoquinine or something like that, if I remember right. And I brought it back to her, and she ate this whole box of pills. And I was like, what the hell? And she said that it was some trick that she learned when she was younger. It's like, if you miss your period, and you think, just it's like a way to not know if you did anything wrong, because it clearly says on the box, "Do not take if pregnant."
Right. Like
And
an old school Plan B before Plan B.
Yeah, and so
yeah.
she said it'll make you start your period every time, and I'm like, "Geez, Mom, that's rough," because I mean there were side effects to it. So anyway, I tell you that because I thought she was drinking that for a reason like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it seemed like the maester thought that was for a man.
No.
And she made a point to say, "I will tell her." Or
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
other girl. She just pretended like it was for somebody else, like the other girl we saw in season 1.
And so then I thought maybe because she took that medicine, that gave her the shits.
Yeah.
And so she was putting the stones on her stomach. But I felt like, and I got the vibe from Clubfoot when he was kind of jabbing her about it, that's kind of what was going on. That's not the vibe you got? That she was of trying to do away with unwanted pregnancy?
Well,
Kristen Cole?
as far as Moonty, it just, if there is something been conceived, it will stop that. So either way, but it's only been a few days since the last one, so it's not, you know what I mean? So it prevents it if she is pregnant.
No,
so
that's what I was
saying. So I don't think she knows she is.
No, exactly. Same thing with my mom.
Okay.
Same
Yeah.
vibe. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just know my period's
Yeah,
late.
she's taking just in case, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, and then I guess gets the this shits from it. But I don't know about the whole warming stones thing for cramps. You just got to go shit. I don't know. Rebecca Powell, Grown Up Will in Blackwood. Yes, we saw Blackwoods and Brackens and several other houses, and actually got to see a little bit of a battle this time. They keep kind of skipping over some of these battles, which I don't blame them. A lot of dragon stuff coming in our first dragon action. Got to see Rosby and Stokeworth coming out of the woods and all that good shit, and then the whole backup plan was Vagar. But yeah, it's gonna be nonstop from here, man. So that's what I mean.
It's absolutely on, right?
Yeah,
now.
it's absolutely on nonstop from here, and I don't know how fast. That's what I was saying about the seasons when we first started. This was like, you know, if they skip some battles or combine some battles, I have no idea. But this is already like we're already at the point where Aegon is injured, you know, and Rhaenys died. So that's just the first battle. So it's just on.
In that Bracken and Blackwood battle, they skipped right.
Yeah,
over
they kind of skipped that in the
so-
beginning of the other one. Yeah,
to give us more of the what we got tonight,
Rooks
I
Rest.
guess.
Yep. Let's see here. DF Tecker, I thought Kristen was dead for a minute. I wish. I mean, I know
It crossed my
it's
mind.
It's not. Yeah, I won't. I
was
won't
like,
say
give
much.
him a more
I
dramatic
won't,
death
I won't
than
say
that.
anything, but yeah, not quite yet. Let's see. Lydia, Aemond is frighteningly cold. Yeah, he is a little colder than he was. Like he was still loyal to his brother, but he's like kind of like his whole thing was like, especially that council meeting, right? He was proving that he is kingly. He's got the brains and did the study and did the work, put in the time and all that shit. And Aegon's just like a stuttering idiot, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I was glad when you said that. He don't know that shit that well, and I was good because it didn't make sense reading the damn what it said. I was like, oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. Oh, when Valerian,
Yeah.
yes, because he was like, he didn't want. That's why he did that, though.
He was talking like Yoda.
That's why Aemond did that. He started speaking Valerian,
Yeah.
so he would have to respond and look stupid because he kind of barely
That
knows
was perfect.
it. So he's playing him too. So it's on both sides. And you know, Daemon, he's not actively trying to undercut Rhaenyra, but it's just always on his mind.
Always, yeah.
So, you know, but Aemon's actually taking action at this point, at least. Joe Show, yes, Aemond got better at commanding Vagar. Yeah, I mean, I guess they did some practice flights over time because we never seen Aegon ride Sunfire. We never. Nobody here has any experience except for, you know, Rhaenys in this case, and battle experience. Really, nobody but Rhaenys, I think. I mean, the dragons do, like Vagar. She's seen 100 battles, but she's old and tired, and she don't give a shit who she kills. When he said wait, Vagar, she just went flop back down on the ground. So it's you know, it just makes me think about that in a different way. Like, it's just sad that the dragons just can't live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was that pop-up thing? Oh, hell, hold on.
Uh-oh.
It's just, okay. It's a firewall thing. All right.
You mean they like just can't?
Yeah, they just can't be free and roam and whatever. They're just at their beck and call, and then they're at war with each other. It's literal nuclear war in a way.
And I feel terrible. The same for horses.
I do too.
They have to go into battle.
I do too.
You know,
I've always said that.
Yeah, before.
Exactly.
It's terrible.
I think it is too. Randy Suimatsu, Damon is the Walter White House of the Dragon. I have not seen that, but I know you're talking about. I've seen one episode.
Yes,
I know. Don't yell at me. I'll eventually. Well, I'll do a react.
One of those.
Yeah, reaction thing or something.
When you break your leg and you have to lay up for a while, definitely watch that.
Yeah. Izio, I think, this is a good question. Is there significance with Damon's vision seeing himself with an eye patch looking like Aemond? I'm expecting to have an epic showdown at some point. There is, and I think without me saying too much, I think you're probably right. I will say, too, I won't go too far. I don't want to spoil anything, but, Alice, we met Alice Rivers now. We heard her speak second time, but I had a conversation this time. There will be a relationship with Aemond, too. So we'll see how they play that out on screen. And how much detail. So I think that the significance with I won't comment any further on the significance. I think with the eye patch and Aemond, but yes, for sure.
Can I tell him what I told you about? Like, I don't know. I feel like I told Chris. I said, I like these two brothers. I feel like.
Oh yeah. No, you're right.
Could grow into being a decent king if it wasn't for all the circumstance around him.
Yeah. Yeah, like if he was just the actual heir and was, and he was a, stupid kid doing stupid shit. Yeah, he could absolutely grow up some.
Yeah, because because honestly, his dad lacked action.
He did.
Now he's too quick for action, obviously, but he's damn sure about defending the throne and everything.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. If it wasn't under the circumstances, then you have.
But as long as he has his brother with him.
Yeah, the jealous brother too is not going to help. But I mean, that was his whole thing. Was like, look, I know what's going on here. You just sit the fuck down. And then his mom kind of did the same thing in the next scene. Like, what do you want me to do, Mama? Nothing. Just sit down. I mean, so they're berating him, at the same time. So, but he probably deserves every bit of it, Let's see. Jessica's in here. Jessica, did you
missing out?
I know some things suck. Believe me, in the show.
Seriously,
but you gotta watch this. I know you don't like certain aspects, but it's not real. It's just remember, it's not real. Nobody's getting hurt. No dragons were hurt in the making of that episode. They're all out for free, flying around in this habitat over somewhere. They're not really hurting the dragons. OMG Red, that's a good question. I don't know how they'll go with that. How long before Aemond finds out about the message on the dagger? That's a good question. I don't know if he will. I don't know if he'll think to hold it to a flame and let it glow and read it. And I don't know if I didn't even see the symbols on there. I don't think it's Valyrian. But I guess it is to some degree because she read off of it. So maybe that's a good point. But at some point, that's going to get lost. And I told James, I don't know. I'm sure they'll get into it to some degree, probably more at the end of the show because I liked how they did the voiceover while the battle was starting. With her telling Lucerys, right?
I love that.
That was cool about the Song of Ice and Fire.
That was so cool.
So at some point, that knowledge is going to get lost, and we'll see what happens. So, but I did think it was interesting where Aemond, he knows he's alive, and I think again he was going to put him out of his misery, whether somebody saw him or not. I don't know if you want to call that murder or like actually wanting to put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
But he was going to, so he's alive, and he took his dagger. He just walked away when Cole got there, like he didn't try to help him or anything. So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
After seeing what had happened previously, I thought when Cole dropped to his knees and he was standing, I might see Cole get taken out right there.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was like, man, this dude's
that's
really going
certainly
off the
possible.
rails a little bit.
Yeah, Lucis is saying it right there, having a hard time finding a single redeeming quality to Aemond. Yeah, I mean, he's got issues, man. They all do. They're all crazy as shit. Diane's not wrong with all these dudes, at least in this time period. They're all kind of crazy, man. But yeah, I mean, the other side of Aemond is like that kind of still, he wants to prove himself, like I'm supposed to be here, that type of thing. The other side is like we saw last week in the brothel. He's with that chick, and he's just laying there, and that's his downtime where he's not so badass, and he's not holding up that kind of persona all the time, where he's got that smirk, like, where he sits there with that kind of half smirk the whole time. He can just kind of let his hair down and then his dick out or whatever he wants to do in the brothel with his girl, but then Aegon gives him shit about it. So, Artful Watchers agree with somebody here. Aegon has surpassed Joffrey.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know about that one. I'm not sure who said that. I mean, he's a bastard, but he's not that bad. Like, he's reasonable. Like, I think, like you were saying, he could be reasonable. I mean, like his mom started talking to him, and he starts to listen. Yes. You know what I mean? So I don't think he's Joffrey.
Lamont Man says, I'm seeing that Vhagar has become a character himself. That dragon is vicious. His first 2 kills are savage.
They are really characters. They really are.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see, like what you're talking about with Rhaenys and that bond, and they have their kind of personality, and they really are characters in a sense, for sure.
And from the ground, man, you can see the difference in
size.
My
God, man, yes.
It's
insane. Crazy. And then again, we keep saying that, that's the key. I know we're just people watch it on TV. It's not real, but I mean, like, the speed is the difference there.
That's right.
And Rhaenys should not have been flying so low to where she couldn't see horizons and stuff.
That was
once you see that Aemond's no longer there. I mean, that's a big thing to miss. I don't see how she misses that. So a little suspension of disbelief there. I get it.
I like.
Somebody mentioned Vermithor before. Vermithor is the 3rd largest dragon. Yeah, so not quite the size of Vhagar, but pretty close. And we'll see him again as well. And Vermithor was ridden by Jaehaerys before he stopped riding dragons when he got old, I believe. So we'll see Vermithor again. I believe we saw that was supposed to be Vermithor last season when Daemon was singing to him, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the dragon pit. I mean, not the dragon pit, the dragon mount. Diane, Q&A with Princess Rhaenys dead. Will Laenor show up and blame Rhaenyra for what happened to his mom? Will Corlys legitimize his son? Alan. I don't want to answer. I don't want to, because it could be a spoiler. Laenor, I don't know. I don't know the whole what they're going to do with him, with sea smoke and all that stuff. So I really don't know the answer to that. But yeah, possibly for the last part of that. The tax tag was necessary for Aemond to freeball us like that last episode. Yeah, he had to snap back into character. That's what I mean. So you got this softer side that you see in there, but everywhere else is hardcore all the time. Like he's always on, Let
me ask you this. All right, so as we saw in both council rooms, they were talking about Rooks Rest being the closest one to Dragonstone.
Yeah, a little small, yep.
And
basically cutting off their path to land is the whole idea, yeah.
So how do you take the way that battle played out? Is it over? Like, is it...
Yeah, I wasn't sure the way the show presented it either. Like,
who won?
Yeah, I mean, I think it looked like to me that the blacks won. They never saw them getting in the castle, and I didn't. And Cole was the only one left walking around.
I know,
but they didn't show them like actually going into the castle. They never showed the lords dying up there. He was still up there, so I'm assuming the blacks held that. But
that's the way I felt.
Vhagar's still there, and I don't really know what they were doing with that. So it was kind of unclear. Because Cole was just kind of walking by himself and I even called it. He walked up to that dude Like we need to go something. I can't remember what he said. Maybe that somebody can tell us in the chat.
Oh.
And I said, dude, that's gonna be ash, and
Yeah,
it was just an ash, dude. But yeah, I mean, because Vagar fell right there and then crawled for a minute before we saw whatever. We didn't see what when he flew off with her. But then Aegon crashed right there in the woods, and it's unclear. Oh, okay, that's what we missed. Okay, Trilliums. Gwaine led them to Rooks Rest at the end. Okay, all right.
Okay.
They did show the ground. Okay, see, we missed. We were getting up and trying to catch up. We were behind, and so we missed that part. That's what I was. Yeah, I don't know if they were going to clarify that next week. So they did show. Lucius also says they did show the Greens breaching the castle. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, we did watch the little quick. Next week's episode. Not a lot in there, but I'll watch it again. But Simpin Cole's army looks to be shit. Yeah, he's lost almost everybody for sure. The handful of people left, I guess. So we know Harrenhal is next, right? With the few people he has left. And that's going to be a cool surprise there. Is that next week? Is it going to move this fast? I won't say anything, but yeah. Because, they're so worried about Harrenhal, and then Daemon's got it, but, like, there's nobody there. He has one dragon. He has no army, but they're like, hold off. Well, let's get Rooks Rest first, and we'll worry about that later. But we'll see what happens with Harrenhal. It should be straight to that next week. Maybe they'll take a breather. I don't know.
What's the dragon count right now for both sides?
Oh, let's see. Shit, what was it? Are we after tonight?
Yeah.
I think it was like... 11-4,
or
something like that. I don't remember exactly. I'd have to sit here and think about every name.
Shit.
But yeah, they still have.
So there's that many left.
Yeah, there's still. There's 22 total dragons in this show. I believe they said.
Okay.
They're going to show basically all of them, and then you're going to have the dragon seeds coming up too, right? And then they're going to claim dragons, and we'll see if everybody survives that or not, because that's not an easy process. I mean, think about it. This big fucking dragon here. You got the blood. It don't mean anything, though, necessarily. It don't mean it's just guaranteed. So, let's see. Okay, so yeah, everybody's saying the Greens took. Okay, yeah. Did we just completely miss that part? I did not remember seeing that at all. But okay. But this is why I go back and watch it a second time. Let's see. Please ban chatbots. I'm sorry. Has season 3 greenlit? Yeah, they have greenlit season 3, but I think 4 was the maximum. They said. I believe that's right. Marcus, thank you for the super chat, man. Pouring out for Rhaenys, the one true queen.
Yes.
Yes, we should. To Rhaenys. She's such a badass, dude. She knew it when she left. There was a strong possibility she wouldn't come back. She the only one that had experience there in battle and all that stuff. I don't even know, though. Like, I don't remember. Like, the dragon does, but she, like she said, she's not 80, and there's been peace for 80 years under Jaehaerys before, under Viserys and Jaehaerys combination. So, anyway... It was just the whole thing, man. Once she got through it, the first little round, and like you could tell she came up and from the top and hit down and got some out. She had no idea what he was doing, and then she knew after she saw Vagar again, though. It's like, shit, I can't just run because I came here to destroy this army, which she did accomplish essentially. There's a few left.
Without that surprise, she would have accomplished her mission and went back.
Easy.
Man.
Yeah, easy. But that does show you, right? I mean, you got to give it props where props are due. Aemond and Cole working it out.
That was
like
slick, man.
And he was like, "We're going now. Nobody will know. It's a surprise." And he's like, "No, we're going at night." And that's when he was arguing with the Hightower dude. And it's like, that's why he knew that Aemond was waiting for the signal. Yeah, Lydia, it seems like they're behind. That's the feeling they want you to get for sure. The Blacks are behind, but I won't. Again, we'll see what happens in Harrenhal.
It definitely does feel that way.
Yeah,
I'll say
because they
that.
don't have an army, but they do have more dragons. So now that Rhaenyra has made that choice, like she came back, and she that was a good line for her too. Like, I inherited 80 years of peace from my father and grandsire, right, Jaehaerys and all that stuff. But I had to make sure there was no other way. And now she's like, got to send the dragons to war, and that's why she told Jake the whole ice and fire thing, because now it's take the throne or die, like she said, right?
And he went north to the wall and everything. Will the Starks get involved?
They will.
Okay.
It'll just be a little late because they have a long way to go. They don't have that many men. They have he had to deal with his winter up there first, which is more important to him, right? I mean, as far as like taking care of the North and his people. But he'll have a pretty big role at the end of this thing for a day, and I won't say any more, just in case.
I just want to say this real quick. I've not read the books, so I don't know what's coming. You guys watched me watch season 1. Mm-hmm. Next to...
I'm sorry, Tone. We'll get it in a second. I'm sorry. I'll scroll back up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Next to that scene... that we call the greatest scene of all time, tonight's episode got me hyped the most.
Yeah. The actor really kicked in.
I just really, really liked tonight's episode.
Okay. It was really good. I mean, sad and it had my palms sweating and shit. Even though it's just seeing it's different.
It looks so good. Like everything about it. Like no CGI screw ups anything.
No coffee cups on tables.
It just looked amazing.
No fucking weird kings and shit. I mean, out of the blue.
Moved at a good pace. It was just such a good episode.
Tone Lamont, sorry about that. I apologize.
Sorry,
I just clicked over. I'm glad there's a little tab here now I can click to see these, because I always try to scroll back up in case I miss some, and I usually do. Thank you for the super chat. Tuned in late. Vagar, she can't fight straight up, hiding in the woods and behind castles. Walls. Is Daemon's Blood Raven theory come true? That's who asked me about that. Somebody just asked me on maybe somebody sent me a message. I don't buy that as far as him.
What is this theory?
The idea that like Daemon's the first or a green seer prior to Blood Raven. So the idea is I don't spoil anything. Okay, let's just say at the end of this thing, you're not sure if Daemon's alive. Okay, at the very end of this thing, we're talking. And you're seeing dreams now on the show. I don't remember a lot about that in the books, as far as the dreams. I mean, they talk about Alice Rivers a lot, but the theory, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that he will be the three-eyed raven before Blood Raven, who eventually, which is, his ancestor. Or he's the ancestor of. So I've never really bought that, because there's really no other clues except show only that Daemon's ever seen any kind of dream or had a weird experience, only at Harrenhal, which is explainable, right? I think anybody can have an experience there. So I don't buy that, but I think at this point, it's still Children of the Forest. I think Blood Raven's probably the first human to go up there and get bound to a tree. You know what I mean? I think they're still Children of the Forest right now during this time period, as far as I know. I mean, there's no proof for that either way. There's just no mention, to my knowledge, of any other. Like you had the Great Bastards, and Blood Raven's one of those. There's green seers occasionally born. They have green eyes or red eyes or whatever, but none that, to my knowledge, before him has been called up like some mission to go up there and join with a tree and become like the three-eyed crow. So, yeah, there was probably a child of the forest up there doing that type of stuff, because they had many green seers, so I don't know. So I don't buy into it, but Daemon just doesn't seem to fit that type of, wise, buying into, like you just said, this a couple lines like dreams didn't make us kings, dragons did, and, he just said in this episode, like a wives' tale, basically, for talking about, all that stuff with Alice. So I don't buy that, but I know there's a few people that float that theory. And correct me if I got that wrong. I don't know all the details of it, but Lord Giants Band talking to you. Gray Area did an amazing video on this theory like 4 years ago. She just tagged a few days ago on her Twitter. Oh, on the Damon theory? I usually see all her videos, but I don't remember that one. Of course, that's been a long time. Maybe I have. Let's see. But yeah, back to the Vagar thing real quick. Yeah, I guess that's what you got to do, being so big and slow. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking that it's almost like when, in Game of Thrones, when Rhaegal got killed, like you didn't see that ship, that fleet of ships until all of a sudden you came upon them. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like we just saw, Bela saw this, group of 6 horses or 7, whatever it was, right? Last episode. But you can't see a giant dragon leaving the battlefield because they're looking around, right? They're looking behind them, and all that kind of stuff when they need to. So you got to put that, in the, suspension category a little bit. Martina, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't see a question there, but if you have one, just go ahead and type it, and we'll try to grab it. Thank you so much. Felicia, we were a little bit late too, so we joined a little late as well. But yeah, enjoy. It's crazy, Felicia. Don't get spoiled here. Yeah, I'd walked out for a second. Tone Lamont saying, yeah, I think Alice brought it up. I think you're saying Alice brought it up, and then Damon drank blood this episode. Because I think I went to the bathroom. I said, did he drink it or drink something? We didn't know what it was.
And it cut right.
Yeah, and I didn't see that piece, so maybe James knows better. But
he puts it to his lips, and then it shows him sitting at that table putting down a cup.
Oh, okay. So it's hard to tell what's real. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's possible they could go out. It doesn't fit to me because. Think about this, and it sounds a little weird, but think about the sword he carries, right? He carries the same sword that Bloodraven will eventually have. If Daemon somehow survived, right, we were talking about later, and ended up north, for example, in a tree as the Three-Eyed Raven, before Bloodraven, where did Bloodraven get his sword from? He gets it from his father, Aegon V. So... they're not just going to lose the sword and somebody picks it up, and I'm not going to say where, and then brings it back to the Red Keep for Aegon to give away later. Does that make sense? So just a little, I don't know, little thing that may put a little hole in that theory. Joe Show would have liked it better if Vagar would have just won in a straight fight instead of the surprise chomp. That was already done. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But at the same time, it's still a horrible, sad scene for. Now, here's the question: if it was the other way around and Rhaenys and Meleys won by somehow having an awesome fucking move and hurting Vagar or killing Vagar, whatever, would people still be sad? Just curious. And Aemond fell, and Vagar was hurt real bad or dead. I don't know if you could kill Vagar straight up with another dragon that's smaller. Only like Balerion or maybe Vermithor could possibly. But would people still be sad about Vagar and Aemond? I'm just curious. Just throw it out there. Social experiment. Because I would be for Vagar, but
I wouldn't be as sad.
Oh, see, I think that's what I mean. I think they're setting it up that way.
Jake Jens, that one, I was literally getting ready to bring this up, so I want you to touch on that. That's where I was going.
Yeah,
next.
I have a feeling Okay, Jake. Yeah, I have a feeling Corlys is going to go crazy in the seas after this. Greens don't have a Corlys type unless the Greyjoys have somebody like that. The Greyjoys, they're on the other side of the sea is the problem for them. So that's a long trip, but. Corlys is
going to be pissed.
He's going to be fucking pissed. He will absolutely be pissed because you know, she goes up to Alan, right, and she knows that's his son. She basically said that,
And she's like, "Why you let him live like that, dude?"
yeah, and she said like, this is what I mean. She's no Catelyn Stark, because Catelyn blamed Jon and hated him and treated him like shit.
Yeah.
And she saw him and knew it and looked at his face and all that stuff and said the exact opposite. It's no fault of his own.
Yeah.
Why is he down here living like this?
That's right.
I know who he is.
Yep.
You know, what a fucking real queen. You know what I mean?
And it still hadn't hit me that she's gone. And I'm telling you,
it's crazy, man.
I might hit the seas myself. I'm pissed.
Why be negative? There you go. I wouldn't be sad just because I'm Team Black. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, frazzled. I would be for Vagar, a dragon that has that much history. Yeah, I agree. Tim Blackburn fucked up for dragons either way. Something like dog. I agree. That's exactly the feeling I get. Like, you know, dogs fighting or something, man.
Lydia, yes, it reminds me of Godzilla too. That was, gosh, so huge walking around.
Yeah, it's that's what I mean, man. So no matter what team you're on, and in my opinion, that's what I was saying earlier when we first started the stream, was like, these dragons are slaves, you know, and it's sad, you know. But then again, you know, when they're bonded with somebody in peacetime, you know, they can fly around when they want. They eat plenty. They can, you know, they're not, but they're kept in these pits, and that's the problem, and that's the, you know, ends up being the downfall, right? As we learned from the books and House of the Dragon. And where Dany's, you know, Drogon got so big and shit because he was free. The other two were locked up for a while, and that's what happened when they started trying to house them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now, I've always said this too. Like, Daemon's laying around in Harrenhal, right? He don't have a dragon pit there.
I was thinking about that while we were watching the episode.
When they go somewhere, they just get off, and I guess there's still that connection. They just don't leave, or they hang around the area and eat or whatever, but they don't leave. So if he's ready to get on a dragon, he needs to get out there in a hurry. He puts his shit on, grabs his sword, you know, and goes out, and I'm sure that the dragon's right there waiting. So how does that work exactly, you know?
They should keep them in silos.
Yeah. Exactly. Haley saying the same thing. Sad for Dragon always, but maybe not so much for Aemond. Okay. But yeah, so our first, you know, major character death of House of the Dragon, right? I think I'm not missing any besides obviously Viserys, but it was a natural.
That was
natural death, right?
Yep. And I don't know, with that kid, that ain't major. Because I don't even know him.
Oh yeah, as far as a major character, yeah.
Jaehaerys, that was it, I think.
Rebecca, what cameos do we get this episode?
Dragon Chow. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to remember. Were there any other cameos that we didn't see? We got Lord Darkland got his head chopped off. That was, I always loved not the head chopping off part, but the guys or the lords or the ladies who stand up to their fucking word. He was like, Cole, you don't deserve this fucking cloak. Is there no honor left? That type of stuff, and just spit on him right there, and knew he was going to lose his head over it. He was anyway. Go out like a fucking champ. So we saw the Darklands. We did see Willem Blackwood. Blackwoods are really cool stories. There's a whole Melissa Blackwood comes later with Aegon the Fifth, and there's a whole another cool story with that. They're really hitting on the Blackwoods versus the Brackens. So it's really cool stuff to see, like these historical figures and houses too.
Dustin has a multi-million-dollar movie idea.
What do we got, Dustin? What we got, man? Kit Knight Rider.
Yeah.
I love Kit. Did you ever have a Kit model, or even like a? I think I had a model.
I think I had a Hot Wheels.
I was gonna say there's a Hot Wheels, but I think I had one where you had a little light that you. I don't remember. Maybe I just saw it and wanted it. Maybe I didn't actually own it. I freaking love Kit.
I did too.
Oh yeah, Lena was back. That's right, Lena. I was like, because when she started walking, you were like, "That's his daughter." And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah," and then I saw her face. Oh, that's his wife.
Sure.
So he's tripping balls in there.
I know. I just wish he'd go out. I wish he'd send a raven.
Yeah, I feel like he's real stagnant and going through some shit right now. Like, and it's not helping. You got this witch lady telling you like you should be the true king. You know, all this old stuff.
Doc's comment.
Oh shit. Doc, sorry. What's up, man? Viserys' death not natural. Freaking face falling off.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
unnatural.
I guess leprosy's natural. I mean, that's true. The way you put it. Artful Watcher 3. Yeah, Otto needs to come back. Oh hell. Maybe we'll see him again.
I feel like she's trying.
Dustin's movie idea, Godzilla versus Vagar.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Godzilla can't fly though.
Yeah, Godzilla will get messed up.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a young Vagar for sure too. Though she's old and tired, and don't give a shit. Bad take, Bowen. I was hoping to see more of the Sesame Street Tullys, Oscar, Grover, Elmo. Yeah, we keep hearing about Grover like he's incapacitated, whatever. I got the feeling that the way they're doing, like we've skipped a couple battles, just saw the remnants of a battle, and some castles in the distance. I think even though this show probably has a budget of $30 million per episode, now that we're in dragon season where it's like dragon fights all the time, I think it's more budget stuff. I'd imagine the CGI and the dragons over the locations and like. Because if, I understand, like Grover Tully, right? He's kind of irrelevant in a sense, so they don't need to go there and waste time, I guess, is their thinking. I don't know what they're thinking. I wish I could be, in the writer's room with some of these shows and just know what happens. How they make those decisions. What Tina here is saying too, by the way, this is a cool thing. You notice the names, Oscar, Grover, Elmo, and Kermit. Those are actual names. And he got them from Sesame Street.
You've got to be
No,
kidding
he
me.
purposely put those in there for Sesame
I'll
Street.
be damned.
So yeah. They're yeah.
Wow.
He put a lot of stuff, like he's put a lot of little Easter eggs like that in names, and he did with the Giants, because that's his football team versus the Patriots and all that stuff. He hit all that stuff in there.
I read this book called The Crimson Gods. It does that too.
I love that paragraph in the Crimson Gods. I need to read that to everybody. Should we give him that example? I can find it in a second. I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
First paragraph.
Yeah.
I'll dig it out in a little bit anyway. Hold on.
And that's one of a few.
I'll pull it up. What you read some questions. I'll grab it real quick for that because it's pretty cool. Authors do this kind of stuff. Let's see here, because I know it's the first chapter, first paragraph in 20, I believe.
Alyssa says, when are the dragon seeds going to be hyped up? I keep waiting on that myself.
I think they're already giving us the introductions and kind of getting to know them a little bit. And we saw Adam looking at sea smoke last week. So it won't be long. Once a couple dragons die, they'll ramp it up a little bit, I think. So they're definitely. I'm still confused on the Nettles thing because, okay, they did confirm, by the way. I meant to say this earlier. They did confirm the showrunners, like one of the after show things, right? That we never watched. I need to go back and watch some of those, but that is Dany's dragon egg. So they're changing that.
Oh, cool.
That was the eggs. Now the other egg I said was probably morning because that's the dragon that Rhaena ends up hatching. But again, I said like it seems too late to me. The dragon will be a little hatchling and too small to be involved in this war that happens fairly quick. Even if it's, let's say, 3 years, it's still a young, small dragon in 3,
Yes,
you know.
it is.
But they said that was not, I believe. So I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. Maybe somebody can remember what they said, if that was, because it was supposed to be for Darren, right? Darren's egg or something? I can't remember. Maybe somebody remembers that. But, yeah, they confirmed that They have not introduced nettles, to my knowledge, and it seems like they already would have, since we've already seen now Hugh and Alan a couple different times, and Adam and all those other ones, right? And then we got the White last week in the bar, tavern, whatever. So it seems like we'd already saw nettles. So I don't know. It seems like they, but you know what?
Mother of Dragon.
Nettles is also kind of important to Damon's story later too. So I don't know. I don't know. I do not know the casting. Josh, he had time to watch the episode again before he got on. No. We just started like, I don't know, 25 minutes late. That's all. As usual. What's up, Jake from State Farm? How you doing, man? Let's see here. Frazzle, the daughter that took the kids. Yeah, Raina, yeah, she doesn't have a dragon yet. Yeah, she's mad, but you know, it was a very smart move, right? Because that leads, now we know, directly to Dany and literally the survival of the house. I mean, not the house, but like dragons and like the future. They purposely did that. They put it together like that. So it is a very important role, but she is absolutely pissed that she doesn't have a dragon, which is kind of a big story, right? So that's what I mean. I don't know if they're going to do combine that. I don't know why they would cut nettles if you got all these other ones. You know what I'm saying? They got, like, you can cut off the White and use nettles. It's a better story as far as the nettles piece. So I don't know. Should I read this paragraph real quick?
Yeah, before it goes up, Bad Take says the fourth blue one is Viserys' unhatched egg.
Oh, yeah, okay, yes, okay. So, yeah, there you go. Viserys, the kid, the child, their kid, yeah. All right, so it's not morning. So, what, you know, if she's supposed to go to the Eyrie, and then I think they said Essos, right?
Yeah.
So she's supposed to go to the Eyrie, and that's where it hatches. So if she's not going with the dragon that becomes morning, then there's no morning. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll change it up. We'll see how they do it. Let's see if I can't even read anymore. Okay, so this is chapter 20, William, the Crimson Gods. I know this author who wrote this book. It's pretty cool. Too. Okay, so this is a character named William. He's the former king in this story. He's got a commander named Jordan. Here's a little paragraph of William, chapter 20. William smiled, reassured Jordan had come to him at a young age, already a renowned warrior. He had risen to lead a group of mercenaries, some called the Bulls. He had ridden into battle six times before reaching his 35th year, and he had won them all. He had trounced many legendary men from the east. Some even said he had beaten a man of magic and the legendary Sir Charles, a warlord from the west. William had offered him a role in his army, and it had been at his side ever since. The last time they rode and together like this, they were heading to put an end to the last rebellion. So there's that paragraph with a shout out.
Yes.
And I'm sure most of y'all will get that. Slow say you need to read the sex scenes.
Oh, God, I would blush.
There is a hardcore one in there and a little bit less hardcore.
Holy crap.
You know, I know I did that for a reason and to put a clue in there and stuff, but it probably did stand out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of it.
It did.
That's a couple of the comments I got on reviews. Anyway, I do want to do another book live stream, spoiler live stream, because I've had a couple other people mention that, and I know we had that one it's been a couple years. Damn. My book came out in 2021? Is that right?
God, did it?
October 2021.
Wow.
Holy shit. We're going to be on anniversary 3 here in October, right?
Wow, that still feels new to me.
Yeah, so maybe I need to do another live stream about the book, if I can even remember all shit. I ain't written in so long, but anyway,
it's still real to me.
That was the fun part of writing, was that kind of stuff. Little hints and clues, like foreshadowing stuff and whatever for the actual story. But then those little shout outs like that, and I had a couple of Ice and Fire shout outs like that, little Easter eggs. I thought that was the fun part.
Shouted me out.
Yeah.
Called me damn horseshoe.
Yeah.
Baldy.
I mean, we had a doc
I
in
loved
there.
it though. Yes, there was a doc. That's right.
There was a Carol in there.
That's so cool.
Or Carolyn. Hopefully Carol's watching this from heaven, man.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I actually was looking through some pictures the other day. And
Yeah.
saw some pictures of us at the first con.
2017. I get all those memories too popping up on my
there's
phone.
a guy at work who he was just asking to see some pictures of me and Kent, back when we had hair and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was
Right.
going through a bunch of my pictures, and
Yeah.
that was sad.
It is, man. There you go, Doc. All hail Morgan Freeman. Hey, look, Morgan Freeman's the greatest to ever do it. The GOAT.
Ain't that weird, man? I said I was going through my pictures. If we go back in time and I said that to you and I was doing this
Oh yeah.
motion,
What do you?
you'd be
Yeah.
like,
What does that mean?
How's that
Are you
going
flipping
through
a page?
pictures? Yeah.
Are you flipping? Yeah, I'm going. That's right. What slope? What? No slope like promised? What do I miss there? Tone, instead of getting episode 9 and 10, Germ will release a book instead. Shit, he ain't never gonna release no book. We might get wins in a couple years, maybe, but we're never gonna get these books, man. That shit's over. That's what I mean. Look, I don't want to keep like ragging on him. He can do what he wants, but again, it's just like I said before. If you're wanting to be in the league of Tolkien, you have to have a finished product. You have to. You got to finish your story.
What's the release date of the last book?
13 years
In the
ago. I don't
series.
know the date. I don't remember that, but yeah, 13 years. Am I right?
So
Chat.
2011?
Yeah, 2012 or 12.
Wow.
11, I think 11. Yeah. 11 or 12 it came out, and that was because he split Storm and Dance into 2 books. It was so huge.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a long time. And that's what's, at least with House of the Dragon, it's basically we have a finished story. So we don't have to worry about that. But with Dunk and Egg, when it's being produced right now, we were talking about the other stream, you got 3 years. That's it. But he wants to write more stories for that. But you can't do all that, dude. Your main story is sitting there. People have the TV ending in their head, and that's what the ending is until you write the books. Yeah. And again, the big things are going to be the same, but you have so many other characters people care about in those books. And again, you can do what you want. If you don't want to write no more, just say that. But all these, it's just weird. There's always going to be an argument about it. You know what I mean? Like, well, the show did that because Dan and Dave. No, he told Dan and Dave what to do. I mean,
let's say he writes it and writes a satisfying ending, which would be amazing for everybody to get this ending that everybody would love. How shitty would that be?
Yeah, because
I mean, he'd be really shitting on those guys because
yeah,
then there'd be real hatred to those guys for ruining it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, is he said years ago in all these interviews, and specifically that one long one at Google he had, like he would never change his ending because all the foreshadowing and stuff's laid out already. Like he can't change it now, and he said he never would, but who knows?
Well, it wouldn't be changing it. It would be the ending people anticipated more.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
with all that foreshadowing and stuff.
Yeah,
and
to some degree, based off the books themselves versus the show, which you don't see all those little lines and foreshadowing. But anyway, Tone, Hollywood eventually ruined the story of Germ doesn't finish it. Well, yeah, I mean they always do, don't they? I mean, look at Marvel and Star Wars right now. Complete trash.
Alyssa said, I loved every season except 7 and 8. I thought 7 was amazing, and I thought 8 started amazing.
Yeah, I mean, season 8 was the worst, but episode 2 of season 8 was one of the best, right? That was the one where Brienne got, knighted and all that stuff. So it's really weird. And I thought 7 was okay, but I was in unknown territory too. And I just thought, some of the big things with like with Sirion, the dragons and chains and the weird shit. There was stuff
agree.
like that.
That was weird as hell.
But seeing her, like, I was so fucking excited when she got the Dragonstone. I freaking love that. Just seeing her finally get there and touch the beach and all that stuff.
Yes.
And I said before I even called, I was like, she's going to have to remove a lot of shit Stannis has in there, and she put down a Baratheon flag. She knocked it over.
And I wish I was, more educated on the story from the books, and maybe I wouldn't have liked 7 as much. But
that's
show
right.
watcher only.
Yeah, exactly.
I really did like it.
No, I can totally see that for sure. Jenny of Coldstone, I just hated all the plot lines that dropped. It was frustrating to try to figure out things that they had just dropped. Yeah, so many. They just kind of just dropped out all kinds of shit. Dany's pregnancy and Jon didn't matter, and it was just so fucking weird.
I don't get it.
No Jon and Night King fight. Let's make Arya do it. And she's holding that dagger, which
but tease the Jon and Night King fight
exactly. Let's foreshadow this a million times and never pay it off, right? And then the dagger, right? It makes sense now because House of the Dragon's using it. But that's why they're using it.
I agree.
They're only using it because it was used to kill the Night King. It was never Aegon's or Arya or any of that stuff before they decided just to subvert expectations. Anyway, Poochie Palace. I'm sorry, that name. Poochie Palace. I'm not sure what she's laughing at. I just love that name.
That is awesome.
Sydney, the White Hunt episode, one of the worst episodes. Yeah, it was kind of stupid. Some of the scenes were okay, but the whole idea of it was just crazy. Let's see here. Slope saying the same thing. That show jumped the shark when they went to capture the White Walker. Yeah, let's all go north and grab one. How's that going to work? And they got lucky and seen some little tiny band of whites walking around with one White Walker. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Anything else we're missing from the show tonight? I don't.
I want to ask something.
Yeah.
When he beheaded her in front of the throne.
Oh yeah, like that's what Doc's saying right now. Damon's beheading scene. Yes.
Yeah, that. I don't know, man. I feel like that was there for a reason, and obviously I don't know the story, but
right.
I feel like they're just pushing so much about making him jealous, and I don't know. It worries me because I don't want him to turn on her.
No, I know what you mean. I don't know if you want me to really answer any of that or add my thoughts.
I know. You know me so well. I'm kind of just thinking out loud. I don't know if I really want to know.
I could.
It just they keep doing things like they're egging him on or something.
No, Sydney, I was going to get to that. We're going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, for sure.
And for these guys, feel free to say as much as you want for these guys because they deserve it.
Well, no, I don't want to spoil anything. I don't know who in here is read and not read besides a few people. So no, I don't want to spoil anything. But they're pushing. They're certainly pushing that. And Alice is giving him potions and shit that makes it worse. It seems to be, but.
Talking about her father loved or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't. I will say
as much as he me or something.
I will say. I have ideas, and I don't want to say those, but for potential spoilers. But the direct, like him beheading Rhaenyra, young Rhaenyra. I don't quite follow that symbolism. If that helps in any way, I don't know. I don't want to say too much.
That's good.
But it's a little. I don't know. It's a little odd, honestly. That scene. Again, not knowing what's real and stuff. I appreciate the idea of showing this curse of Harrenhal and in the explanation why. I like that stuff. You don't have to say too much. Like keep some of it a mystery, right? But kind of explaining. All right, there's a reason Harrenhal's been cursed all these years since Hearing the Black and all that stuff. But using young Rhaenyra, I think it's a way to kind of push him to the edge. But I won't say anything else.
I have to ask. All right. So basically, as Clubfoot said, don't worry about him. He's that place is gonna fuck his head up.
Oh yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, and we see that it's working on it. But are we to assume that what's happening? Because I feel like the children, if they've cursed this place, wouldn't it be more to the people who actually, the family who actually cut it down, and him being a visitor there? I guess what I'm saying is there a way that he could use this to his advantage and turn it and see good visions and not
I don't know. I think that's a good question. Like if he was somebody like Bran, I think that kind of goes, we're talking about that theory earlier, that's also another kind of a thing against that theory, right? Is if he had any kind of power or abilities, he could tap into that in a different way, I think, right? And if he's just receiving them and he's no control over it, then he doesn't have that power.
You said it was like Freddy Krueger shit, and it kind of is.
It is.
It's like scared to go to sleep.
And
so
again,
then sleep deprivation starts fucking with you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of it too. Probably sitting in that council meeting, he probably didn't sleep that whole night, and he's in there like delirious and shit. So that was either partially left over from drinking that shit, or or just sleep deprivation, or both. But yeah, so that's an interesting question, but I guess that kind of goes against that idea that he has that ability.
If it's a known thing, I guess is what I'm saying. If it's known that place fucks with people, at some point they stop having that weight. That ability to fuck with your head, you just go, you blow it off.
Yeah, like it's normal here type thing.
Oh man, another fucking night.
And that's probably what it is. Yeah,
because he's a smart guy.
Yeah, but again, like you said, like children, I don't think it's like, and it's hard to say because we don't know how this works, right? But if you have these so-called spirits, in these trees, and they can still. Is it on purpose? Is it just something that happens? You know what I mean? Is it like an attack on somebody, or just like it just happens because they're there, and it's not like specifically aimed at somebody? I don't know how that.
It's more just the energy field in that place that fucks with people,
right? Because she, like Alice said, people are known not to sleep good here, and all
then
that
their
stuff.
own deep
that's right
thoughts start fucking with their own
that's
self.
Right, exactly.
Insecurities and stuff.
It seems to be that's what gets brought up or out of it. Daniel, there's he's getting the three-eyed raven signals. Yeah, I mean, but think about this though, right? The Hound read the flames. Now, the Hound has no magical ability whatsoever. I guess everybody does to some degree.
Dude, I'm glad you brought that up.
So you got to think. So, if you're trying to support the Daemon is, three-eyed crow type thing, it's possible. I don't agree with it, but it could be. But I think I think there's too many things against it. I think it's more of the... it's just he's the first time, like you're saying, he's the first time he's been there. Once he would stay there a while, he'd be fine. But then she's also not helping him if he in fact did drink.
Yes,
or it's not. You don't know what's real.
Yes.
So they're kind of odd. I mean, I appreciate them putting in some magical elements, with the werewolves, because that was never it was a big in Game of Thrones, but you didn't get enough of like how that works and. Why is Bran ended up king, whatever, all that shit. So I appreciate them putting that in there, but it was a little confusing, and now that's the second week in a row, right? But I guess the idea was like, it's happening like the Clubfoot says it's happening. Mm-hmm. So, excuse me. Mander Stewart, the Hound, one of my favorite all-time characters.
Yeah, when you said that about him reading the flames, it made me miss him.
I know, man.
It's crazy.
Barry's just like, look, Clegane, and he looks and he sees the mountain and stuff, but he's never had a magical experience in his life.
Ever.
And he's just like Daemon. He's like wives' tale bullshit. It's all bullshit. But he saw it, and that's where they went. So he's not a trained, shadow binder from a shy like Melisandre. You know what I mean? So. It to me, and again, it goes back to that's an old theory video right there, talking about old theories, was it's all from the same source, in my opinion, right? It's just different ways of access. Yeah. So people like to separate it, like Shadowbinders and fire magic and Northern Old God magic and all that kind of stuff. It's all the same source. It's in my knowledge, and to my knowledge, my opinion. But yeah, see, Brett Cole. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I appreciate he's saying reminds me of Jaime's fever dream in the books. Jaime's sleeping beside a weirwood tree in the Riverlands and has a fever dream, and it's because of her weirwoods. So, like I said, I appreciate what they're doing. It's just like a little odd. I don't know.
Thank you, Alyssa. Why would they not have parachutes?
I know, man.
I mean, because obviously we have parachutes because of airplanes. So, but if they were supposedly flying back then, they would have invented something like that.
You think so?
I do. I mean, only there's a need. It's bred. Those things are born from necessity.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
If Tyrion was around, he would have drawn one up.
It takes somebody, with brains, exactly. Like Tyrion's like a saddle and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. But I guess, then again, you got to think, when Aegon showed up, you got to think, too, this is the first time Targaryens fought Targaryens. Ever.
Wow.
Right. So when we're all one family and they're all a big happy family, they're never fighting each other. They have nobody to fear.
I see.
Except for the occasional scorpion bolt, which again, that has happened. That happened to Visenya, right? And we'll see that if we get the Conqueror show in Dorne. But and speaking of that, Dorne at this moment is still the Six Kingdoms. Dorne is not officially part of the realm at this particular moment in time. That comes a little later, but yeah, I don't know. See, if you don't think you have enemies that can fuck with you, you're not really gonna have it. If you're in a saddle, like Dany was just holding on.
Yeah,
I mean, she didn't know what to do. She was new to this and just climbed on.
Yeah,
she's had to learn it all.
Yeah, if she could watch this show, she'd be like, "Motherfucker,
no shit." Yeah.
They had it hooked up back then.
Yeah, and we said during that time period, we were like, during that show, we were like, yeah, season 6, she first climbed on, I think it was 6, right? Yeah, first climbed on Drogon from the fighting pits, right, Marine, and she flew off into the Dothraki Sea, and we thought that in season 7, 8, she would have saddles and armor pieces and stuff. That would have been cool, but they never did it.
Let me, the scene where she asks about the books and says, and he said, I threw them out or whatever, I got rid of them.
Oh, yeah, where Aegon had them removed, yes. I didn't burn them, yes. But
I didn't burn them.
Yep. And she's that's what I meant to say. I'm glad you brought that up, yes.
Yeah, she's really, that meeting from the previous episode has got her curious.
Yes.
You see all those books open in her room. Now she's in there looking for those books. She's like, is there something to what she said about this?
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up because she and Larry, Clubfoot, Larry said that, and then you got that with Aegon for sure. She damn sure is trying to find something about the Song of Ice and Fire. Now, will it make a difference if she does? That's right. Not now, but maybe in her mind. And I would like her to know. I really would like her to know that. Oh shit, she's right.
She's right.
That Rhaenyra is right. That would be satisfying for me.
And it lets me know that when...
Hey, we know where the books are. They're in the Citadel.
Oh,
I mean,
duh.
I mean,
That's
not
right.
the ones, not the exact ones Sam got because Rhaegar's not even born yet. But not those, but the history, the Long Night and all that stuff. That's probably
right.
there.
Yeah.
So there's stuff there. So maybe she could have asked that Maester to have some stuff sent or something. Or I mean, her father's back in Old Town.
When Rhaenyra swore to her, I swear on whatever she swore on.
Yeah.
Because they were such good friends when they were younger, I think it landed, and she's like, man, damn, I feel like she really believes that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad she's looking into it. Hopefully she finds out some truth. She'll find something in some book, I hope.
But that
really
made me think, though, that in our real world, if, say, somebody did inherit the throne in a bunch of books and did throw them out and burn them, which we know has probably happened. Think of all the history that's been lost that way.
Absolutely.
That's so
Alexandria.
crazy how quickly.
That's
That's what I was
Think
thinking
about what we've lost there.
Yeah, and it's like, it's how easy history can just, I don't know.
Yeah, just go up in smoke.
It's terrible.
Yeah, Daniel's saying, I don't get how old fat dragon keeps sneaking up on young, more agile dragons. Yeah, I mean, a little bit of that's, like I said earlier, Daniel, I said it's kind of a suspension. Even we're talking about dragons here, right? But I'm talking about, she's so big, like, how do you miss her and stuff like that? But she was, I guess she just went too low, but it's just kind of one of those things, it's a dragon fight, right? But, and Edward is also saying, seems like a lot of the dragon riders are immune to the fire. Yeah, it seems to be they're, to some degree at least. I mean, they will burn, for sure. Let's say, for example, okay, we know Rhaenys is dead now, so we can talk about that. If they showed the scene next week, right, of Maylee's head. They did do that. That's a book thing. They have it paraded through the street, but we also saw
book thing?
Yeah,
okay.
but we do see Aegon come in a box, and they said that she was killed by Aegon the king. Bullshit. But so that's the thing. But I wonder. Shit, what was I gonna say? So are they gonna show Rhaenys getting recovered? Because we see the dragon head, so they go to it. And in the books, it said that there was a body so burnt they couldn't even identify her.
Wow.
So they can burn. Dany, it was a little different, obviously, and all of these people are true dragons too, obviously, like Dany was. So they're definitely resistant, but I don't think sustained.
Yeah.
They're going to survive
Molten
that.
gold will fuck them up too.
That's right. Well, he was no true dragon.
Oh, that's right.
Fire cannot kill a dragon. What's in the box? Oh, shit. Lamont, I'm in Houston waiting for a hurricane. It just happened that some bitch didn't hit before episode 4. That's right. I saw that, Lamont. I saw the path.
Wow.
And it'll hit you guys, and then it's going to come straight here as far as the leftover aftermath.
We had rain all day.
Yeah, we did. Hopefully you guys are good. Hopefully,
goodness.
I mean, it's going to hit that warm water. I don't know exactly where it's at, but I saw the path.
I meant to tell you that. It feels amazing here tonight.
It does.
Yeah.
And you can sit
It's
outside.
usually hot in here, guys.
Yeah, it's usually thick outside as shit. Anyway, stay safe, man. I don't know how bad, or I don't even know the level that thing was bad. Was it the same one that just went through the Caribbean and destroyed everything? It was a 5, I believe. I think
really.
If that's the same one, yeah. But yeah, it's going to hit that warm water in the Gulf there, so I don't know how close it is. But
be sure to update us next week, man.
Yeah, man, for sure. And somebody had just asked, I think it was Sydney, right? The part with Aemond. We did mention that earlier in the very beginning. So, Aemond goes up to the wreckage, so-called wreckage, the dragon wreckage, and pulls out his sword before Cole says, Aemond, and he puts it up. I think he was going to put him out of his misery. I think there's there's nothing else he would have been doing there.
Well,
is there something he was...
The dragon?
Yeah, maybe, but it's not like he rushed to his brother and checked. I mean, we didn't see that.
That's a great point.
He didn't rush over there unless we just missed that part.
And
but then
when
he just
Cole asked, he was like, yes.
He just pointed.
Yeah.
And then he grabbed his dagger, the cat's paw, and walked away. So I guess he assumes that he's going to die.
Man.
And he's happy about it, clearly. But he's not dead, as we see.
Sydney, I feel that way too.
Yes.
Aemond burned Aegon.
100%. You can see the way he said it. Vagar, Dracarys.
Yeah.
And he knew he was going to hit both of them.
He knew.
So.
Because I even yelled out, dude, that'll hit both of them.
Mm-hmm.
He meant to do it.
Yep.
And
so that's what I mean.
Dragon rider. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah. I was a long time ago.
Just speculating here.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I keep saying this, but it's worth repeating as far as every episode because that little part's not in the book because nobody was there, right? Nobody that wrote the book was there, the 3 people. So you didn't hear that Aemond potentially tried to murder his damn brother, the king, in midair, right? He just saw it as a good opportunity to take both of them out, and he succeeded.
He did,
but not quite, as we'll see. Let's see.
Is that right?
Aegon said, "You traitor to Aemond on his dragon." Yeah, I don't remember him saying. I think he said no. Like I think.
Now I do kind of remember him saying that, but I didn't know if he was not talking about his aunt.
Yeah, right. El Hart had just said hope. Oh well, it just got retracted, but said hoping that Rhaenys got to him first. So yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to rewatch. I remember him saying like no or something, but I think Traitor would have fit for both of them if he thought at that moment he was going to burn him too or try to kill him. That would have made sense, but it certainly would have made sense for Rhaenys when they were already in fight in the battle. So that's I have to check that. Did Rebecca said yes he did? Okay, so was he saying it to Rhaenys? That's the question.
Good night, Diane.
Have a good one. Yeah, we got to get out here soon too. We both have to work tomorrow.
Oh, sweet daddy.
Look, I don't know if you see this pile over here. I got my computer. I just set it down. I had it all up here because that's the only place I can put it. I got a hardwire in, so I'm gonna have to move it every weekend. But
are you amped?
I am too, kind of, sort of, and I don't know. A lot of shit's changing, man. But yeah, back to work, man. After 8 years. Well, I mean, I've worked little shit stuff here and there, but.
Remember I told you I washed my house like a car?
Yeah. He said you should.
I washed my
take the power washer if you need it, dude.
With a rag and a bucket and a ladder. And it wore me out. And I went in, I showered, I ate, and I fell asleep. Woke up like midnight last night. Stayed up all night.
Yeah.
Slept till 2 p.m. today.
Oh, yep.
I'm going to have so much trouble waking up in the morning, man. God, I hate it.
Yeah, I'm going to set like 4 o'clock. I got to take a leak bad. I don't know if y'all want to, if you want to like piss and come back for 5 or 10 minutes.
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. My back teeth are floating. So if you guys want to hang out for another 10 minutes or so after, we can do that. I got to piss.
We'll be right back.
I remember that shit. Hold on, I got to get this mouse working before you do that. Wait a minute, what the hell? This thing, man. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll be. Wait a minute. Do your thing. Let us piss. We'll come right back and do another few minutes before we get out of here. All right. You ready?
We'll be right back.
Nobody's got to know. No, nobody's got to know. I could take you anywhere. Name the place, I'll take you there. Oh no, before we're old and gray, run through our head. Don't tell no one, we'll go where the wind blows. Evaporate into thin air, like we were never here. No one's got to know. Nobody's got to know. No, nobody's got to know.
from everywhere. I know you wanna see places. I just wanna see you there. Anywhere you wanna go, I can make your body glow now, honestly. Nobody's gotta know. We could go far. I wanna take your heart. Don't tell them where we are. All around the stars. Don't you tell them where we are. Nobody's got to know. No, no, nobody's got to know. Nobody's got to know. Nobody's got to know.
And we're back. I'm sorry, I can't do that. All right, let me go back to that. All right. Yeah, I didn't know you were in there having a conversation on the shitter. I came back and saw the chat. Okay, anyway. So James can piss and chat at the same on the phone at the same time. Let's see. Moon Dancer. There's Moon Dancer. Aemond. What a selfish. What selfishness. I guess you want to say selfish prick, maybe. I'll put that in there for you, Moondancer. Yeah, anything before we get out of here, well, did we miss? There's lots of little stuff.
Did we like Damon with a patch?
Oh, no, that looked weird.
It did look weird.
It looked weird. God, now that's definitely symbolic. Like, oh my God, like it's crazy. It's gonna get crazy, man. Spring, somebody is a Chicago Bulls fan. I used to be, maybe. Why did it? Wait a minute. What's that in reference to? That paragraph a long time ago?
Maybe so. Maybe they're behind.
Oh, maybe it could be. Could be. I mean, it has to be, right? I don't think anything else was mentioned. What?
I was looking at what clothes you had on.
Oh,
no,
no, Nike hat. No, I don't watch the NBA anymore, but since he retired, I watched a few finals and stuff. But anyway, yeah, I mentioned that Mander with the turn to ash, the soldier. That's always so like horrible and cool at the same time to see Dragon Fireman. Ryan saying, let's say Aemond is unconscious. Is Cole now the voice for the king? Can't assume Aemond is in charge, right? Well, yeah. I mean, Cole would be.
How would that work?
Yeah. So right now, it would be Aegon. I mean, Aemond would be. Let's see. They don't have
debilitated.
Wait, they don't have Maelor. So, all right. If let's say hypothetically, that Aegon is dead or dies. His son would obviously be the king, the heir. But until he comes of age, well, one of them. They're not, but they didn't include the other in the show.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah, as for the show, then Aemond is the next, right? Yeah,
well, dude, that would.
Which is why he took the dagger. So I don't know why they cut Maelor, but if Maelor was in the show, he would be the heir. But then, of course, he's too young, and so somebody would like Cole or maybe Aemond, if the council permitted it, would be ruler in his place until he was of age.
Wow.
So it's with Maelor out of the picture, it's kind of directly to Aemond. In the show and only, so yeah, he's technically heir. But again, I think that's what they're going to do. You saw in the preview right for next week, they got the Maelys' head to the streets, but they got Aegon in the box. I guess we're assuming that's Aegon, but he thinks he's dead basically, or going to die. I guess he just didn't. He was going to finish it for sure, but Cole interrupted him.
The king and queen are brother and sister, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, that was no Helena this episode, by the way.
That's what I was.
We're gonna get more Helena. Oh, speaking of that, I'm glad you said that. I put out the little video. If you're interested in a potential spoiler, it's out. Nobody watched it, by the way.
Oh, really?
No,
I clicked it, and when you said, I
give a huge spoiler warning.
I stopped.
Like it's not something. Like the spoiler, I don't think you would be surprised, and it's not like at least in the show. Like in the books, like we haven't seen. Like she's a dragon rider too, right? And she's just not. They're not showing that stuff in the show, and they're making her, I guess, what we're calling autistic or whatever it is. But so it's related to her, and I do put a spoiler warning there. But if you want to see what I've been talking about with the Iron Throne, again, just an idea. I put that video out 2 days ago, maybe something like that. So it will spoil one thing about the show, but anyway, I mean, look, I think it could work. I think it's smart if they're going to do the connections, the connections between the shows, and which they have so far.
Welcome, Moni, and yes,
Moni
was a hell of an episode. I missed it, but I said earlier that I thought it was the best in this series, other than the scene where Daemon helped his brother onto the throne.
Other
than that episode, I mean.
I was going to say, oh, yes, I'm sorry. I meant to say this earlier. Jason Weeks, if you're still here, hopefully, thank you. He has become a Patreon member.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Man, I appreciate that. I just saw the email. I didn't see the. There was no. We don't have a thing on the screen for that. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it. If we get enough of that, then we don't have to go to work in the morning, so we can just do a daily show, like we were talking about. We got so much podcasting to do, man.
Yes,
we got so much true crime stuff to do.
Dude, we do.
Oh my God.
And I want to do another show and tell.
Yes, I do want to do that too, for sure. Yeah, Monty, we're about to get out of here now, but yeah, it was outstanding. It was sad at the same time. It's cool. Like I said, cool and horrible at the same time. And then I told James, right, when the scene where Cole's walking around, or you see the aerial shot from Rainey's before she went out, but it looked like a bomb went off, and and that's
wow,
it's crazy.
You can.
Oh, and the
why
really cool
Targaryens
shot.
Ruled so long.
Oh yeah, they can't nobody do anything, right? Yeah, the dragon blood hitting these dudes and fucking melt. I mean, steam, like that shit's hot, right? That's crazy. That was a cool little shot to throw in there. When was it Sunfire bleeding? No, was it because Aemond Vhagar got cut up too, but she landed correct. She kind of flipped over and landed.
From that chest scratch.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
that's where the blood came from.
That was a cool little shot. Yeah, there you go. Glorious and horrific. Oh, Tone, does Daemon see Viserys before leaving Harrenhal? That's a good question. I would not doubt it. They're really, really pushing the thing on him about being jealous or whatever. I think they're going to push him to his edge, is what it is, and it's to if you're a show only watcher, you makes you wonder, is he going to take her head off like you said? I get that for sure.
This is probably stupid, but you know how people will get those like go-karts with a glider wing on them and fly, or they'll ones with like a parachute and it's like a
the parasail type thing. Yeah,
they'll do those and they'll fly and they look so cool. Some of the videos they show.
Yes, I'd love to do that with a parachute.
I would not ever do that, but like we've talked about before,
with a parachute,
I would ride a dragon. It just because it's an animal.
Right,
it's always going to land, like we talked about.
Right?
Yeah, but some of those shots where they're up there, and I'm just like, man, how peaceful would that be if this shit was real?
Well,
be able to ride on one of those.
Yeah, it would be cool. But now with the animal thing, though, one thing we didn't say was unless it doesn't want you on there, because
that's a fact.
It's all it's got to do. I mean, you might be strapped in, but if it wants you off, it'll get you off. It can. Take a dive underwater for 10 minutes and
do all kind of things to throw you and shake you.
Yeah, just I don't know, brush up against a big fucking tree or a fucking mountain.
Wow.
So anyway, Dustin Cuh, can you explain the significance or the context behind the new opening credits?
We skipped them.
We are ashamed to say, was there something new? Because we were so behind, or like we committed a got sin, or House of the Dragon sin, and did actually skip the credits this time. First time we've ever skipped them, by the way.
It is.
And Mother Dragon's repeating his question, so I don't know if it's changed. Did it change? Did anybody notice that? I didn't. We didn't watch it
because I was so late.
Yeah. His sundial had him 20 minutes behind of when he thought he was, so it got dark and he
sundial.
It got dark. It got dark and he didn't know what time it was. No, don't worry about it. So yes, was there? Rebecca, my girlfriend was telling me the same thing. That James sounds a little low, but that's the only two people that said that, and I talk loud as shit. So
and
I hear him fine.
In the beginning, I said I can't hear myself as good as I.
Yeah, maybe I did check when I came back in here. I checked the connection, everything's right. I can hear you fine here, but I don't know.
And maybe I haven't talked directly into it as good as I should.
Yeah, these you do have to be right here. Like you get out here, you can no longer hear me Like different. This is.
Oh, she said it changed last week.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
I'll take
You
a look.
He
Maybe
puts this fat filter on me, and he's turning my volume down. We see how it is.
I do. I got a fat filter. I don't know if you can see when I move my hand here.
His
it starts,
fingers swell
yeah,
up.
see how they get look they get big over there on that side of the screen.
If you guys knew how much I hate that I've gained so much weight, I get so anxious every Sunday. I'm like in the mirror going, "You haven't lost weight yet, motherfucker."
He changes shirts and he can't decide what to wear
I
and
can't
coats
decide.
and
I'm
jackets.
telling you, man.
Yeah, you had a tie dye.
terrible.
Said it was too small.
Yeah.
A new tie dye you did. Anyway, all right. I'm sorry. Lydia was saying, did Allison's brother die in the battle? No, he's alive. He lives.
I used to be so comfortable in this chair, in these chairs, not necessarily this one, but at the old house, I was so comfortable.
Fat filter hashtag now. Yeah, he's been saying that the last few podcasts. I put a fat filter on him and on his half of the screen only. and a bald filter, but he can't. Hat covers it.
terrible.
So I'll stop one of these days. It's just fun. All right. Yeah, her Zara, her brother stayed in the tree line. Yeah, I didn't see him fighting either. Actually,
That's a good point.
yeah, he probably did. Fucking pussy. Nobi, I missed a lot. My mom is not doing well after her open heart surgery. Might be out for. Yeah,
Really sorry.
Hopefully she's doing okay
Yes.
and recovers quickly. Yeah, Nobi, do what you got to do. We'll be here, and you can rewatch everything, catch up whenever you got to. Take care of that for sure.
And just remember that those guys, man, it's amazing what those surgeons can do these days.
Oh yeah, man. I got to get a hernia fixed, so that's one good thing I am looking forward to is insurance, and that starts tomorrow.
Wow, Chris. That's
So I can
good,
get
man.
get a schedule and get that done because it's for I'm committing slow seppuku here, like on my own. Just anytime it can just fall out, you know.
What? Damn, dude. That is scary.
Yeah.
What time do you have to log in?
Tomorrow is actually 11. It's not that bad
Well,
because
that's cool.
I gotta.
Yeah.
It's normally 9:30, but
It'll get you-
it's the first day, so I gotta go. I gotta get on that computer, meet with IT, and they get me logged on this one that I have laying here on the floor, and get all set up and all that stuff, and then I'll be good
You're
to
gonna
go.
kill it, man. You're gonna kill it.
I hope so. We'll see, man. I'm nervous and excited about it at the same time. Anyway, but yeah, it's got the potential to make some decent money since our little podcast won't blow up for us. But we gotta do what we gotta do. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it is 12:30. We gotta get out of here. Both of us gotta work. What hernias happen when you are
A hashtag.
is that FA fan? FA, I mean.
Oh yeah, fat ass.
Oh, fat ass. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know if that's what it means.
Yeah, that's probably true. No, I've had it for a while. I just looked down one day and noticed a big, like I have a regular any belly button, and then all of a sudden there was a big Audi on top of it. I was like, what the fuck?
What's it?
But I think I've had that for like years and years, and it was real tiny because I used to feel the pain, and now it doesn't hurt. And I think it finally just popped through there, and that's
Oh,
probably
man.
been at least a year or more. I don't know, but
That is scary.
yeah, I don't want it to get strangled in there, so I gotta go get it cut up. I'd do it myself if I needed to. I guess I could. Just a little
Hell
alcohol,
with that shit.
alcohol, and a scalpel. All right,
A couple Q-tips.
maybe a couple staples. Anyway, all right. So anyway, overall, outstanding episode. Sad and badass at the same time. Rainy's the good thing is she went out like a fucking champ.
Yes, indeed.
And she decimated their army. They did take the little castle or whatever, but the army's pretty much gone. There's a handful left, and we'll see what happens from here.
The void left by her will be felt. I'm telling you.
Yes, it
in
will.
So many ways.
Yes, it will. And by the way, if some of you are getting ads, I can't control that. Wait, maybe I can stop that. It randomly plays for some people at random times. I don't have any control. I think I can stop it, but it just pops up.
I'm so fucking broke. I don't get ads. I get subtractions.
Yeah. I don't think channel members get them, though. Is that right? I mean, it's like the way it is on Twitch. If you're a member or a subscriber on Twitch, you don't get ads or whatever, but I don't know if that's a YouTube thing or not. Well, since Slope's giving out everybody channel memberships. But
yes, and we appreciate that, Slope.
Yes, we
That's
do.
so awesome.
And hopefully, we'll get back to the regular podcast and post our, our after shows, all that stuff again. We're just kind of doing this during this time period for the show, but we got so many podcasts. We want to get back to like podcasts and those and stuff as well, and get you guys that overtime little after show, which is basically a separate podcast. Well, we're a little more. Not that we're not open about everything. We're pretty open about everything, but we get even more so on overtime.
We feel definitely more comfortable.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, what I missed? Doc, I've got an Audi under my hand. Of course you do. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll start tomorrow. So. Anyway, we'll get out of here. We'll see you guys next week. I'll see some of you on Twitch tomorrow night, I guess. If I'm not I may be too tired. We'll see. And then Thursday, and I don't know. We'll figure out something to get some of these other, because we got that's episode 4.
Yep.
There's only 8. Is there 8 or 10?
Wow.
I think there's 10.
I hope there's 10.
I want to say there's 8 though. I want to say they decided to cut it short already for 2. Yeah, I think there's only 8.
Damn.
There was 10 last year. I think there's 8. So, anyway, 4 more to go. But, again, I will mention real quick for those new channel members that we've gotten the last few weeks that Slope keeps and other people keep donating. I appreciate it. We do have one episode of our overtime we put on there for the because it's usually a Lord level. We put it for everybody so you can kind of check out and get a taste of what that looks like, because we want it to have some value there. So if people want to resub when it runs out.
Is Tanner still around?
I haven't seen him in a chat, but I still, on Instagram, I see him.
You do?
Yeah.
I watched the game with his dad pitching today while I was cooking.
Did you? Yeah, that was so cool, man.
That is wild.
I saw that picture too, where he took pictures for him when he sent us that box of stuff from his dad.
Man,
that was cool, because I remember his cards. I was like, oh shit, I used to have his baseball card.
That's wild.
That's cool, man. Yeah, but I hadn't seen him in a stream in a while. But I love seeing all you guys back. I think we had 250 tonight at some point.
Yeah,
we're getting
was over 200 waiting on us. I saw.
Yeah,
that.
we have getting the family back together. It's really cool, man.
It is exciting, and I look forward to seeing all these names every week.
Yeah, man. Up. Tone's got to go too. Wife found him. He got caught, man. Tone got busted. Got to go to bed. J&E,
I'm wearing khakis.
Yeah, real quick. J&E's asking before we get out of here. Aemond King now. Not quite. Not quite, J&E. I don't want to say too much, but not quite. He thinks he is. He thinks he's going to be, but not quite. So we'll see what happens. But
good night,
anyway,
everybody.
guys, let me make sure this thing works and I can get us out of here without having to get up and knock shit around. I got to keep. Oh, shit, I need 2 batteries for my AC thing, too, by the way. If I have some, I don't know if I do. All right, here we go. See you guys next week for episode 5. I still don't know these episode names. I don't even know what it was tonight. I'm guessing Rooks Rest or something, or the Battle Rooks Rest. Yep. I don't know, but we don't ever know till after. I don't know where Mizuma is tonight. He was here a couple weeks. But anyway, all right, y'all. Appreciate it. Love you, mean it. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hot mic.